Today I'm watching the 1967 show, The Prisoner. I know it's a UK show and I know there's only one season. This episode was recommended by a Patreon supporter, so comment below if you want to see me react to the entire season. I know it was filmed in an actual place instead of like a big Hollywood set, and that it involves spies or like some like James Bond type feel or something like that. So I'm very intrigued by the idea of this show. I'd never heard of this show before, but it obviously has a pretty strong fan base as it came out a while ago and was only around for one season, so I'm definitely intrigued. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you're ever curious about what gear I use or what's on the bookshelf, I've included a link in the description. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Oh my. 60s London, yes. What is this car? He's quitting. Handed in his letter of resignation. They're just typing X's across his face. Oh, this is cool. Filing system of the future. Resigned. Okay, yeah. I don't recognize his name. I don't think I've seen him anything else. Oh, tropical. Whoa! Oh, man. Getting dizzy. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna make it to the beach. Yeah, that was a cool transition to have him fall in the bed and then wake up on the bed, but somewhere else. Yeah, and like I said, like I've heard this town is a real place. Like all the buildings are real, it's not just a set. And I love it in the shows when like the setting is a character, and I feel like that'll very much play into this show.
Yes.
I'll see if coffee's ready.
Where's the police station?
There isn't one.
Can I use your phone?
Oh, we haven't got one.
Where can I make a call?
Well, there's a phone box around the corner.
Thank you.
Okay, so no police. He's gonna try and make a phone call, but I don't know who's he gonna call. Oh my, look at that phone. Looks like a shoe. Oh. Oh.
Wait, is that?
Yeah, you just pressed a button off this machine and you got a taxi? That's cool.
The charge is 2 units.
2 units? Yeah.
Units. Oh well, pay me next time. Is it you?
2 units of what? Yeah, exactly.
Would you help yourself? A pineapple, man?
Okay, nothing suspicious about that.
Thank you. Good day. He's seeing you.
Oh, the days of maps. Before cell phones. And Google. Mountains, mountains, mountains. Old people's home. The mountains, mountains, mountains. Okay, the sea, your village.
Well, I look forward to the pleasure of your customers, sir. He's seeing you.
Why does he keep saluting everybody like that? So weird. It's feeling very much like Truman Show, if Truman was aware that he was like in a bubble. And yeah, he seems to be the only one like concerned and wondering why he's here.
Good morning, Joe. I hope you slept well. Come and join me for breakfast.
Do we ever find out his like actual name, or is he just known for number 6? I'm curious. Ooh. Yeah, it's a cool mix of like sci-fi and spy so far. Oh, I love those egg chairs. They're perfect for villains.
Come in.
Yeah, the set's really cool. He just has a giant umbrella to press his buttons.
I'm sorry, I can never resist that. I hope you don't mind a working breakfast.
So cool.
You had a brilliant career. The record is impeccable. They want to know why you suddenly left.
Yeah, why did he resign?
And I don't care. I'm leaving.
Yeah, so they think he's too valuable to be out in the real world, so they're gonna keep him trapped here.
I'm sure that we will. I'll show you.
We can take this up later.
Yeah, so they've been like spying on him his whole life, basically, and they have all these photos from his memories.
Members only, but I'll see what I can do for you.
You're too kind.
Yeah, this number 2 character has a badge with the number 2 and the bicycle on it.
Everybody's very nice. You might even meet people you know.
Other spies? People who've tried to leave before?
Brilliant background. You see that old gentleman there? Ex-admiral. Excellent chest player. Hope he finds a partner. Taxi!
Yeah, so it's just spies who wanted to retire when they were older, and then they take them to this old people's home.
Good morning, all. It's another beautiful day.
Those guys look like they should be in Mary Poppins.
You brought them around to your way of thinking.
They had a choice.
Does he get a choice? What's happening? What? This giant water ball? Whoa! Oh my god! What the heck is this thing? Yeah, he had the ability to freeze time, and when he froze time, there was that tiny little bubble in the fountain, and then it became a giant bubble, and then he smothered that guy with it? What?
Well, how do you like it?
Charming.
Yeah.
Grow on, huh?
He's like, yeah, I'll just play along and then try and plan my escape.
Good morning. Go straight through.
Yeah, and everybody's wearing the same like rainbow cloak, and they had similar colored umbrellas, like really bright colors. A still tongue makes a happy life. Okay.
What are you doing here?
I'm your personal maid.
Oh my.
David Stain.
And lava lamps. There was another like, it looked like a giant lava lamp at number 2's lair. I'm guessing they're watching him while he's in his apartment as well.
I've said too much.
Okay, yeah, so anybody who tries to escape dies. Oh.
I know what you would think of me.
Oh, gosh.
They might let me go. If you give me some sort of information. Oh, please help me.
Yeah, they just wanted this housekeeper to get to know him, and then she was gonna spy on him and report back to these guys. Oh, and they're watching him now. I'm curious how many people are in this village. I think the highest number I've seen has been in the 60s. He's coming to fix the radio, just like that. Yeah, I'm sure they have cameras all throughout the village, and yeah, I'm very curious about if he's gonna escape and how long that lasts or where he can even go. And this weird floating ball thing, what's that? course, the statue's actually cameras.
Attention, post 14. Yellow alert.
Yellow. Okay, what's a red alert?
Now,
This is a cool, like, camera seesaw thing.
imminent.
Whoa. Yeah, they said he's no ordinary. Yeah. Oh, bye. Bonked him.
For outer zone in our vehicle. Orange alert.
Oh, we've upgraded to orange. Okay, maybe it goes yellow, orange, red. Okay. Yeah, how would you fight that? So bizarre to see the imprint of their face through it. Oh, gosh.
I was here.
What are you doing out of bed? You should be resting.
Yeah, he recognizes this guy, obviously. Oh, what's going on in here?
Obsessional guilt complex is producing neurosis.
Oh, that's a weird room. Okay.
I told you, you're free to go in the morning. We'll fix you up with some new clothes.
About my old ones.
Maybe in bed.
Why?
I'll take you to your ward.
Yeah, why would they burn his clothes? And when he says he's free to go, I don't imagine they're letting him leave. They're just, yeah, what's going on in this purple room?
He's going along nicely.
What happened? The amnesia case, sir. Cobb, he's jumped out of the window.
Whoa, no, his buddy. Making a break for it.
Here's your credit card and a free ride home.
And now he looks just like everybody else, and he's got a badge.
Subject proving exceptionally difficult, but in view of his importance, no extreme measures to be used yet.
Oh my. Yeah, and the numbers are clearly ranked. Like, number 2 is obviously second in command. So if he's number 6, that means he must be pretty high up still. Just have a marching band in this little town? Yeah, what the heck's going on? Is that his friend that jumped out the window?
12 o'clock at the concert.
Yeah, no, he's like questioning the townspeople. Some of them seem to be more aware of the situation than others. And this lady obviously knew his friend, so hopefully she has some answers for him.
Want to help?
How?
I know a way out.
Oh.
I'll meet you by the stone boat at 2 o'clock. Goodbye.
Okay, so they're going to try and escape in the helicopter. Yeah, I'm curious where the nearest, like they're obviously on the coast, so how far would they have to travel to get to another piece of land? Or a different city along the coast even? Because yeah, it definitely feels like they're remote. Yeah, so she was like the housekeeper instead. She's gonna...
Come along, young man.
Yeah, the housekeeper's plan didn't work, so she's gonna befriend him and... Oh man, but she's obviously working for the higher-ups. Dang it.
My apologies.
Can't trust anybody.
There's not enough time.
Who gave you this? Your boss. What were you doing in number 2's house?
Yeah, he knows.
Why not?
I never intended to without him.
You're coming with me.
Go and go now before it's too late.
Yeah, I'm curious. She keeps saying, okay, like if you don't give them the information you want, they're just going to take it. So they're going to do like a lobotomy or something on him. Interesting. No running by the pool. Such a weird, like, not villain, but such a weird thing to have torment them. Just this white ball. Was that the plan all along for him to actually get away? Nobody seems overly concerned. Yeah, they're remotely flying the helicopter. Just taking him back to where he came from.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Okay, so his friend actually didn't die and is now, sounds like, going back to Germany and working for somebody else. What? Very bizarre. Wow. Oh my, okay. So it's my first time watching episode 1 of the Prisoner series. A lot happened. There's lots of little pieces. I'm sure that will come into play later in the series, but as a first overall episode, we don't really know a ton about the character. It was more about him discovering this new place he's in and why he's there and how is he going to try and escape. He makes several attempts to escape. He tries to drive away and the taxi's like, oh, we're a local taxi. We only go this far. He can't call a separate outside car. I thought maybe he could try and walk, like if he just starts walking in any direction, but they're obviously on the coast, so he would need a boat. And from any map they've given him, it's just surrounded by mountains basically, so that would be a pretty big challenge. He tries to take the helicopter at the end, and then obviously we find out the helicopter is in fact controlled by the people in this village. So, and they're watching him the whole time, knowing he's trying to escape and knowing that he's not going to be able to get anywhere, and they just land the helicopter back in town. Super interesting. A lot of little pieces, like I said, that I think would be part of a giant puzzle throughout the series. I don't know if it was intended to be a 6-season show or if they knew they only had the 1 season and it was just meant to be a limited run, but really interesting. They had some cool tech, like I like the cell phones that they were using, and then they had that camera seesaw. I don't know how else to describe it, but basically these 2 guys spinning on opposite ends with looking in cameras, and it seemed to be like their command center for the village and how they were spying on everybody. Everybody went by their numbers, with the exception of the one person that he knew in when he was in the hospital. Everybody went by these numbers, and then the badges seemed to have that bicycle on there as well, but like the old-timey, I can't remember the name of those. I want to say like penny farthing, but I don't know if that's correct. But like those old bicycles that are like 90% wheel. And yeah, like, I don't know, like how would you escape on one of those even? But number 6, our main character, we don't even hear his exchange of what he says to the guy when he's quitting because the music is playing. We just basically see him resigning. And then he wakes up in the village because they're like, no, actually you have too much information. You can't resign. You know too much. And they want to try and get that information from him, and they've been spying on him, it looks like, most of his life, but obviously they would only know exterior things. They wouldn't know what's in his brain. And the one girl that he met at the end of the episode was warning him basically like, hey, we're all on a clock, we're running out of time. If you don't give them the information they want, they're just going to take it anyway. So I'm curious to see if that means like a lobotomy or what they would do to him to try and get this information, if it's on a limited time. The majority of people in this village seem to be completely okay with their surroundings. Nobody else is trying to leave. It seems to be just him. And even that girl that I thought was helping him at the end, obviously she was working for number 2 or whoever was in charge, and is just being a pawn in this game. And even when she's playing chess with that old man, he's like, we're all just a pawn. Like, so, and the fact that there's this old folks home in the village as well. And does that mean that anybody who, when you reach 65 or whatever and you want to retire from being a spy your whole life, they scoop you up and they take you to this village and this is your retirement basically? So I thought that was an interesting concept. And the one guy that he knew that he meets at the hospital, he thinks that, okay, he tries to escape, jumps out the window, and they have that beach funeral for him. But then we find out later, like there seems to be just twist after twist after twist, like nothing is as it seems, and which I think is just adding further to his paranoia. But he does seem to be very quick, and he does seem to be quite a good detective and is figuring things out. So I don't know how many of these traps he will fall into, and I feel like the more he tries to get away, the more he'll learn. Like now he knows that the helicopter obviously is rigged, but then we see his friend, I think his name was Cobb, at the end is like saying goodbye to number 2, like, oh, okay, thanks for faking my death, I'm gonna head on back now to my new assignment. So yeah, that was very curious. Is it just like a ruse so that you think to keep the people in the village, they think that if they try and escape, they will die, and then the people who actually aren't dead are just sent on other missions? Like he said goodbye in German, so it sounded like he was heading, or their catchphrase of "I'll be seeing you" or something like that, with the weird eye thing. Yeah, I'm just lots of, like I said, lots of little pieces and lots of little things that would probably continue throughout the rest of the series. And we don't know why he decided to resign. He's obviously not at an age where retirement would be the next option. So I'm curious. He's like, oh, my loyalties are still where I are. So they're questioning why he would just suddenly quit unless something happened. So maybe they would explain that later in the series. I really liked the location, and the buildings seemed to be in like a style that you wouldn't, like they weren't all just like brown apartment buildings, or they weren't all like super technical sci-fi buildings or anything like that. The show definitely feels like a mix of like spy thriller meets sci-fi, like something along those lines. I think the most interesting scene for me throughout this episode was the episode where that guy freezes time. Everybody's at the pool and he screams at the top of his lungs and everybody freezes. Maybe it wasn't necessarily freezing time, but everybody freezes except for this one guy, and starts running around. And then they take the little, it was really well done, they take that little bubble from the water fountain and make it into a giant bubble basically that attacks this guy and starts like smothering him and pressing his face into the bubble. And then that same white ball thing is chasing around number 6 through the rest of the episode. And it's like, you wouldn't think a white ball would be scary, but it's obviously bigger than he is, and it's just seems to have a mind of its own. And it was super weird and super creepy, and just this weird menacing object following him around for the episode. Another little like plot seed that they might have planted for the rest of the season was when he's in the hospital, he looks into like that purple room, and the first time he looks in, it looked like there was like a bunch of people sitting on the floor. It was a really quick shot. And then when he looks in again, there's some guy, looks like he's like singing to an egg. I don't know how else to describe it, but some like experiments or something feel like they're going on there. So maybe that's what the lady meant at the end of the episode. Like, hey, if you run out of time, this is what they're going to do to you. They're just going to do experiments on you or something. Yeah, I really like the set. I really like the props. The wardrobe was interesting. How everybody seems to be wearing those like brightly colored capes almost. Like they look like something out of Mary Poppins. That would have reminded me of. And then everybody else is wearing these like almost school uniforms with like a badge on them. So super interesting, and I'm curious to see what those signify later on, if they come into play at all. Overall, I enjoyed it. Like I said, there's still a lot of questions that need answers because it's the first episode. They're setting everything up and planting all these little seeds and plot lines that I imagine would be carried through the rest of the series. But yeah, it was definitely interesting. If you'd like to see me react to the rest of the series, please comment below. And thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. They're just typing X's across his face. Filing system of the future. He just has a giant umbrella to press his buttons. Those guys look like they should be in Mary Poppins. Giant water ball. And then he smothered that guy with it. A still tongue makes a happy life. And lava lamps at number 2's lair. Just have a marching band in this little town. No running by the pool.